Oh, goodbye. Oh. Still think that's funny.
Just trying to bury the hatchet there, Ed. More good times. Ross is back.
Motherfuckers, crank it. Go Jiggy Jaguar.
I apologize to the court for the use of the language.
You should apologize for that not knowing how to use YouTube and making us spend a half hour to watch a 10-minute video. But never,
it is the world famous Jiggy Jaguar show at www.jiggyjaguar.com. As always, the Jiggy Jaguar show is brought to you by our good friends at Jezebel's in Wichita, Kansas. Yes, indeed, Jezebel's.
How was your trip down there?
I enjoyed my trip to Jezebel's. 4520 East 47th Street South, Wichita, Kansas. JezebelsWichita.com or their brand new website, myjezebels.com.
MyJezebels.
MyJezebels.com. And you can check out our video of the week at JiggyJaguar.com. Currently, it is Polar and his freestyle from last week, getting ready for the Cypher Show. And we have our chat room open right now at live stream, JiggyJaguar.com as well. We have lots and lots of things. We have our monthly poll question on JiggyJaguar.com, which is, Jiggy Jaguar is A, freedom of speech champion, 2, a complete hack, 3, a psycho pervert from hell, 4, on borrowed time, 5, a genius, 6, a liar, the worst of the worst, or Marcia Smith is an embezzler.
I was expecting an all of the above.
Yeah, I'll do that eventually. And currently in the lead, freedom of speech champion, but close behind is Marcia Smith is an embezzler. But check us out on the Facebook. Do all the tweeting, all that crap. Whatever it is. I don't know what it is.
That's for the female
that's
weirdos that actually listen to us.
That's right. We have female weirdos who check out this program each and every week, and I want to salute you. I also want to salute the country of Latvia. We'll talk about Latvia and the Access Update coming up very soon. If you just joined us, you missed out on a very short phone call that we had with Miles Edward Baldwin, or as I often refer to him on this program as Hollywood Ed. Now, we're trying to invite Ed back on Sample Text. We would like Ed Baldwin to come back on Sample Text and debate it with our political people at the end of the month. We have an important election coming up. Will the city get funding for the river? I suspect yes, but we won't get into that here. We'll talk about that in the news.
Oh, and I've got an update on that, too, from the disc golf world.
Oh, we'll talk about that later on, and oh boy, do I have... my powers of deduction have enabled me to get that whole thing figured out. When Sprout gets here, we might try to call Ed again. I don't know.
Let him call Ed.
Let him call Ed. I got Ed's phone. He can have it.
Sprout, that guy in the video.
That's right. Next week on the video of the week at JiggyJaguar.com will be our interview with Princess. We did it at a conference room at a Best Western, so no kids. She doesn't do any nudity.
Well, I interviewed Princess,
so it's YouTube.
Princess Natasha, but this is Princess.
I'd like to interview Natasha, but we won't talk about that. Oh, wrong Natasha. I'm talking about the hot tub tramp Natasha, not...
Oh, hot time in the hot tub.
That's right. But
speaking of perv magnets, no.
It is... For our Kansas City guest that is here, explain the term perv magnet.
Perv magnet?
Perv magnet.
It should be fairly self-explanatory. It's not necessarily an insult, but most women are insulted by it. You know, it's, you know, you have like sex appeal. The guys who never get none love your visage in a way that's
so
not normally
technical.
Done. Yes.
Well, we are
perv magnet.
We are privileged, and
and in Vegas, you can buy one for $250 an hour.
Really? Might have to get out there to Vegas for the AVNs. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We've got an interesting guest with us in the studio today. She is come all the way from Kansas City, which when I say those two words together and they come out of my mouth, there are lots of people in that town, whether it be Missouri or on the Kansas side, their ears just burn. And they're just like, he's talking about Kansas City. And they hate it when I come near their town. They hate it when I come near their area. And I've said it many times on Twitter, Kansas City, here I come. And they hate it. They hate me there, and that's fine.
They say, quit doing a Michael Jackson.
They hate me there. But they hate me here in Salina, and I live here.
They still hate you in McPherson, too.
Well, yes.
But they welcome you. But
Michelle really hates me. We won't talk about Michelle now. We'll talk about Michelle later. I have an interesting...
But I've seen all your
Michelle.
texts when we're in McPherson. Hey, you coming by the bar?
That's right.
Okay, without further ado.
Wait, I am not going to trample on this woman's name, so I'm going to let the guest introduce themselves, because, as everyone knows, I'm half Jamaican and half idiot. Actually, I'm just full idiot. So I'm going to let the guest introduce themselves.
And of course, her mic is on, yes?
And if you're on live stream, you can watch this guest right now.
And now, on camera, is the fabulous...
Amber DiGiovanni.
See?
Amber DiGiovanni.
DiGiovanni.
Exactly.
You hold your
DiGiovanni.
hand kind of like this. DiGiovanni.
DiGiovanni.
There, see, you got it.
Maybe I'm Italian.
Maybe
I was
Italian.
in another life.
Maybe I was in another life. Oh, it's interesting.
So how are you today?
I'm good. You guys are having more fun than should be legal. That's all I can
Well,
say. It's been highly entertaining sitting here listening.
it's it's probably a mixture of emotions: entertainment, being offended, shock, awe. How the hell do I get out of here? Why did my security guard leave me? Sort of thoughts going through that head.
Explain to me all the things that you've done in your career and all the different. You've brought merch today. You were a pinup girl in calendars, and you have what looks to me to be like wings of some sort.
I do. You know, I've had a very, very interesting career, and I'm sort of one of those people that multitasks.
Yeah.
And so currently, at this time, I have several things that I do. I have a new cookbook coming out, my second, which will be out in just a few weeks. And then recently came out the calendar. It's called The Pinup, honoring veterans, nationally and globally, American veterans.
Look at that.
And,
Okay, that works.
That one works, Roz. we are trying to get because your mic signal to me is fabulous, but your mic signal to the friends on live stream is not so much.
And we're adjusting it. We can hear you.
Okay.
We're just tweaking it. And so sometimes you might get feedback. Not anymore.
I don't want
That would
no
be bad.
feedback. No feedback.
No feedback.
No
Okay.
feedback. Not good.
All right, continue.
Yes, jump
Continue,
in there. I
ma'am.
didn't mean to interrupt you.
Anyway, so the new cookbook, Midwestern Soul Food, is the new book that'll be out in a few weeks. The calendar, I'm going on a tour of VA hospitals next year.
Oh, and as she holds this,
And then
this is just, and you say you've only taken the photos on this just recently,
the
huh?
photos on the calendar were taken just about a month ago.
Wow.
And that's just fabulous. I mean, you must have quite the photographer there.
Absolutely.
Well, you have quite the photographer here, because I'm getting your live image and your still image at the same time.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Multitasking.
We're going out live to live stream.
Live is
There's-
only live can get, kids.
There are Germans right now and Latvians watching you
Yes.
Cool.
live
Yeah.
Excellent.
at like 2 o'clock in the morning or whenever. No, it's not that
Order
late.
the calendar.
We're,
Go online, thepinup.net, and order the calendar.
Could you you want to pull up another picture? That we can do that as we talk.
Yeah,
sure.
Now, you have how long have you been involved in doing this calendar thing? Because these calendars are great.
It's brand new, and I decided to do something that would honor our veterans.
Yeah.
And so a portion of the proceeds from the sale of every calendar is going to go to the Honor Flight Network, which honors our eldest American veterans, sending them to Washington to visit our memorials. And right now, of course, that's our World War II vets.
Yeah.
And if you are terminally ill, you can get on the Honor Flight Network flights to Washington as well.
Wow.
And so a portion of the proceeds from the sale of every calendar is going for that. And then people can sponsor a calendar, or companies can sponsor multiple calendars. And I'm planning to visit every VA hospital in America in 2011. So sponsor the calendars to go to a hospitalized vet. Or if you have a friend or a family member who's deployed and you want to send them a calendar for their birthday, for the holidays, whatever, go online. You can sponsor one to go to an active duty military.
Wow. So yes, what you were showing there, the fans, that was great. Now if they donate or buy a calendar for a substantial price, this is going to help like World War II vets actually go see the memorial. That's one thing that's kind of close to my heart. My father got to the point where he was just too ill in the last few years of his life. Sure, he could have afforded to go there, but he just became too ill that way. And I understand that 1,000 to 1,200 a day we are losing.
Yes. So the race is really on in order to honor as many of those veterans as possible. That's why it's limited to World War II vets or those other veterans. It could be Korea, it could be Vietnam, it could be whatever, that are terminally ill. Can also get on Honor Flight Network if they're terminally ill.
Okay.
And so that's very cool.
Let's go back to the fans. Fan dancing. That's a okay. Who is the famous fan dancer?
Sally Rand.
Yes. Now that's kind of almost a lost art.
Well,
and you used to do, and you still do those.
Oh no, I perform as Sally all over the country, and frankly, it's a one-woman show based on her life. It opens with a fan dance, it closes with a fan dance, and I also do her famous bubble dance, and then I tell her story in the first person, and they love me. I'm working the senior circuit. They love me at retirement communities. I swear to you, that's true. They really do. And I cannot go to a retirement community anywhere that I don't have 5 or 6 people at least in my audience who actually saw her perform back in the day. So it's very cool.
Okay. When you fan dance, is it done when you're naked? Did she do it naked?
You know,
she was so good.
She was so good.
I've seen some clips of doing that, and the way that she can cover her body in a sensual sort of teasing kind of way. It's not, you can't put it in the strip tease.
No.
It's a more elegant, sophisticated, more difficult.
It is a much more difficult
art form.
Well, you know, it's funny. She had been a silent film star. She made 30 films that were silent. She made 2 more films in the 30s that were talkies. But she didn't enjoy the filmmaking process because she didn't exercise enough control in it. And so she went back to the live theater only in time for the Depression to hit, which, of course, put most actors doing live theater out of work.
Sure.
And so Sally invented the fan dance when she was with a theater company that folded in Chicago just prior to the opening of the 33 World's Fair. And so she actually had planned to do the fan dance with a little tunic that she had designed. But the day she was due to open at the club, the Paramount Club, she lingered a little too long prior to going back to her apartment to get her costume.
Yeah.
And the owner of the club came in and he said, you're on. Her costume was in her apartment, and she wasn't about to lose the only job there was probably for a dancer. And so she went on with no clothes behind her fans. Now,
It sounds like Monty Shadwick when he owned the Paramount here in town. No, okay, all right, okay. Just a little aside. All right, go ahead.
but anyway, so
Oh my God! Oh my God! What is that? Well, we're gonna take a quick little time out here,
Okay.
and as
We're gonna finish this.
isn't this odd?
They made it.
We're going to take a quick little time out. When we come back, we will continue to chat with you. We're going to do some fan dancing. Sprout just poked his head in the door. It's time for the holiday. Oh, we're not going to do that yet. We get back. We've got more. So keep it locked. Keep it loaded. King Shifter is in the building, baby. And we're going to get it rolling here in just a second here on the world famous Jiggy Jaguar show. Keep it locked. Keep it loaded. We've got more. I am, of course, Sigmund Freud, the Admiral of Alliteration, the Rush Limbaugh of Internet Talk Radio, the Dean of Denigration himself.
And keep tuned to
livestream.com/Jiggy Jaguar. We're going to take a quick little time out on there. But if you're on KJAG or any of the radio affiliates, keep listening because we're keeping it going. We got more. Get back.
a lot of good stuff
here on the Jiggy Jaguar show.
Jiggy Jaguar on the air from London to the Florida coast.
We should have waited for you to get it before we did what we did at the top of the show.
I called him Jiggy Jaguar.
Oh, man.